Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Second Star to the Left. I'm Michelle, and this is my daughter, Billy.
Hi.
And here's where we'll share board game reviews, ramblings, and a few wrong turns along the scenic route. We were tagged by a few... Shut up. We were tagged by a few people to do the Tabletop Tag. Basically, a series of 20 questions where you find out more than you want to know about Billy and I and what kind of gamers we are. And this was started by Jenna over at the Board Game Garden. And we were tagged by Chrissy at Two Sheep, One Wheat, and Jazz at Lobby of Hobbies, and Jeff and Jamie at Foster the Meeple. So we are going to jump in and let you know everything you always wanted to know about Second Star to the Left. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
See, the first question you should be able to manage. And the first question is just name, age, and location. My name is Michelle. I just told you that in the intro. And I am 53 years old, which you can tell from my wisdom streaks, which I have earned every single one of. And we are located in New Jersey in the United States. You gonna give him your whole name?
Middle names and all.
Middle names and all. All right, go for it.
My name's Wilhelmina Jamie Michelle Darty.
But Billy.
But, Billy. I think I'm 28.
Yes.
I'm like 90% sure.
You are. I was there. Okay, so we stumbled over the easy one.
That's a good omen.
There's going to be chapters in case you just want to skip around to the answers you want to know. The second one is, do you have a favorite childhood board game?
Probably Rat-a-tat-cat.
Rat-a-tat-cat, which is essentially Silver Bullet.
It is.
It is. But with cats and rats.
I'm not going to lie. I don't remember a lot of how the game works. I just remember the art. And I remember we had a lot of fun playing it.
Right, keep the cats, get rid of the rats.
Mm-hmm.
It is basically the same kind of game as Silver Bullet. You have those face-down cards in front of you, and you're trying to remember which ones you want to keep. And when you think you have the right hand, then you call it. I think. I don't know. It's been a while since we played Rat-a-tat-cat.
You just tricked yourself into having to make a game graphic.
No, this is a no graphics one.
Cue the no graphics graphic.
No graphics. My favorite childhood games. I mean, we did play Monopoly. We did. And we used to play Monopoly when the power went out for some reason. And we would play by, like, Coleman Lantern. I'm not so old that there wasn't power, but we lived in a place where the power went out a lot. And so we would play Monopoly. But nobody ever wanted to play with me because I always wanted to be the banker and somehow wound up with some extra money most of the time when we played. I don't know how that happened.
Weird coincidence.
But one of the games I remember playing the most, besides card games, which I played with my parents, my grandparents, we all played a lot of cards, was Mastermind. Do you remember Mastermind? I made you play.
I do,
yeah.
Yes. I like Mastermind.
You're kind of just guessing the sequence of colors. We played that a lot. And one game that I was jealous of that I did not have was the game of Life because my cousins had it and we didn't have it. And I used to like putting those little pegs in the car. When did you really get into the board game hobby? So when did we, always, but when did we get into it to like this insane amount that is around us right now, do you think? Billy thinks it was around 2011. We know that it was around the time when we were going to PAX East for the first time, which that coincides with you wanting to go to Star Citizen events, which is a whole nother video, and we will talk about that one day. But we went to PAX East to play video games, and by that point we were already playing a little bit of like Catan and things. But when we went there and we realized there was an entire board game section,
a whole new world,
a small world, if you will. We jumped in. Once we realized that there were so many choices, and we've always been people who played games, we went in all the way, right away.
Mm-hmm. We went from 0 to 100 real fast.
Yeah. But there were a few years when the games still fit like in the cabinet in the living room, and then they didn't. What was the first board game that you purchased? This is a tough question to answer because we had been playing games all along, but I think if we go back to that PAX East where we first saw like those huge tables full of board games, and all the publishers being there, and we bought Small World. I'm going to say that was the first one that we bought.
Possibly Alien Frontiers.
Oh, we did buy Alien Frontiers, but I think, that's tough. It would be one of those. And it was right around that same time that we found Munchkin as well. So it would be one of those 3 games that we bought. We already had Catan, but I'm really not counting that as the first one that we bought because we kind of just got that after.
Played a friend's copy.
Yeah, we had played a friend's copy, but the first one that we kind of sought out and bought just because we wanted to play a new board game, that would have been Small World or Alien Frontiers or Munchkin.
Yes.
And it says, and do we still own them? Yes, we still own all 3.
Them, yes.
Yes. We don't necessarily play all 3. I think I'd be most inclined to play Alien Frontiers out of the 3 of them. Yeah. But we do still own them because Billy won't let me cull any games. Do we have any hobbies besides board games? Yes. A ton. I have a million hobbies. I pick up hobbies and toss them away very quickly, but...
Benefits of ADHD.
Yes. I am a musician, so I do play music still in 2 community groups, in pit orchestras, wherever anybody will let me play. I play flute and piccolo, but I also play piano and ukulele and really bad guitar. Oh, and sing. I will sing whenever anybody is asking me to sing. And then also I knit and I spin yarn on a spinning wheel out of wool. I do very bad watercolors. I bake. And then I did coloring for a while. Whatever hobby is out there, I hit it. What about you?
I paint minis, although I haven't in a little bit, and I really should start again. I do a lot of 3D art lately with Blender.
Which you might see some of very soon.
Very, very soon. I also play a boatload of video games, just all the time.
What was our breakthrough game? It was a game that we played the most, I guess, but got us rolling.
It was in the age of Munchkin. It might have been
we
Munchkin played the most.
We played a lot of Ticket to Ride because we could get other people to play, and we played a lot of Dixit back in the day because we could get other people to play. I think that was the key: is can we get other people to play? But as far as a breakthrough game, no, we bounced around from game to game to game to game. Is there a theme that always draws you in?
Several.
What do you got?
What do you got?
Anything with cute animals is an insta-sell for me. I like nature themes, so, we have a whole shelf over there with Cascadia and Honeybuzz and Everdell and Bosque and Indian Summer and Parks. Brew. Anything cute animal nature theme is a definite win for me.
There's a lot of themes I like, but ones that will auto sell me on a game are retro sci-fi or B movies or old school horror.
Oh, horror. Definitely horror. And then also I like literary games. So a good Jane Austen game or Sherlock Holmes games, those kind of games I'm also... And we just got Road to Canterbury, which is, Canterbury Tales, Chaucer. So, yeah, I'm very excited about that. Well, and you're going to be very excited about it, too.
Did Chaucer at school.
You did, in grad school.
You Chaucered for school.
I Chaucered for school. A favorite mechanism. Do you have a favorite mechanism? I have 2. It's very easy. This is a very easy question for me.
I know what mine is, but I can't think of the words to put it in, so you go first, then come back to me.
My 2 easily are trick-taking and tile placement. Most of my favorite games have one or the other involved in them, because that includes polyominoes. What do you got?
So I don't know how to describe this, so I'm going to describe it very poorly instead.
Okay.
So games where it feels like you're building something. Not necessarily building, just making...
like engine builders and city builders?
Kind of, sometimes. It's more about theme. Like evolution, you're making the species, and you can picture in your head what your species would look like. Or Dominion, where you can picture what your little kingdom would look like with all the little cards that you have put in it.
I love that you play Dominion like that, and I'm like, this one goes with that one. Now I have 3 points. I don't build anything. So you like really thematic narratives that let you feel like you're creating some kind of environment.
Mm-hmm. And also games with branching decisions that are story-based rather than mechanics. So something like Above and Below or Mansions of Madness or...
campaign games. You
Imperial
like
Assault.
You
Yeah,
like
I like campaign games.
Is there a mechanism that you don't like or that you're not good at?
Those are 2 very different questions.
Not always. I don't like troops on a map games. I don't like area control games for the most part. There's probably exceptions to this that I'm not thinking of, and probably the exceptions will be a game that the theme appeals to me so much that I can get past that, because we do have some area control games. We have a trick-taking area control game.
We still haven't played that, have we?
Yes, we did.
Well,
we did.
Yeah.
There is a theme.
We should play that again.
There is a theme that I don't like,
Oh?
and I don't like military games.
Yeah, me neither.
No, I really don't care for them. So, and it's just...
Like Air, Land, and Sea.
Yes, Air, Land, and Sea. It's a really great game, which I know because we have the Critters at War, Air, Land, and Sea, and it's the same game. They just slap some animals on it, and then I was much more inclined to play it. It's a really fun game, but I didn't like it when it was just Air, Land, and Sea.
No.
So are there any mechanisms that you don't like? Because I think you sometimes like troops on a map way more than I do.
I do sometimes, yes. Hard to think of any, honestly.
Okay. I mean, we like most games. And it's not like, oh no, we hate all area control games. They just asked us a question. That's the one we kind of
Well, the question was don't like or you're bad at.
Or you're bad at.
Okay, so I do like this, but I am bad at it. Push your luck.
Yeah, because you don't ever stop. You know, can't stop. That's fair. Newest game in the collection, and have we played it? I know what the newest game in the collection is because I order everything.
Yeah,
Do you know what it is?
Something in the game heap over there?
No, it's not the game heap. Stop calling it that. It's just a little shelf of unplayed games. No, it's Vagrant Song.
Well, no, I thought you got Canterbury after that.
Maybe. So we were away for the weekend, and we got Road to Canterbury and Vagrant Song, both of which and we got Transmissions with the amazing little robots. I'm going to put a picture up because they're amazing. So we got those three, and no, we haven't played any of them yet because we just got back from being away and we're catching up on everything that we had to do around here, but we are going to play them very, very soon. And those robot minis are going to live right back up there somewhere because they're so cute. What is your favorite player count?
Yes.
Yes.
Having players to play with.
My favorite player count is anyone that will play. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, oh, we're forced to play 2-player games because that's what we have at the house. I actually really like 2-player games. I like the head-to-head, and I like the trash talking. Otherwise, I think 3 or 4, it really depends on a game. This is a strange question for me because it depends on the game and who's available. But I actually really enjoy 2-player games. Do you have an answer for this one?
No, that was my answer.
Okay.
Just yes.
I'm going to ask this question and then I'm going to make a caveat.
Oh, no.
What is your board game pet peeve? Before we answer this question, there's a difference between a pet peeve and something that you cannot have happen when you play. Billy has OCD. Not a little bit, not like straighten up your pencils on your desk, but pretty severe OCD.
Really bad.
So there are some things when we're playing a game that just can't happen or we can't play. We can't have components fall on the floor and we don't really want you bending your cards. Those are pretty straightforward things, but they can't happen when we're playing. That said, those aren't pet peeves. That's a whole different issue. I do have a pet peeve, and this is a big one, a huge one. If you're playing a game and you don't like that game, 2 things. Either stop playing or fake it, because when you announce that you don't like the game and then you announce everything you don't like about that game while you're playing with people who are trying to enjoy the game, it completely sucks all the fun out of the room. It makes the entire game a miserable experience, whether you would have liked the game or you wouldn't have liked the game. It is the one thing that will make me absolutely crazy at a board game table. Don't do that. If you don't want to play, don't play. If you don't like the game, just kind of roll with it, because it's not about the game. It's about having fun around the table. And once you become miserable, no one else around the table is having fun. Don't do that. Do you have any pet peeves?
Ditto.
There you go. Not that that's ever happened. You're not even going to let me finish this question. Nope. What player color do you
Green.
choose? So I'm never green.
Green is mathematically the best color.
Because science?
Science.
Okay.
They proved it.
So I usually choose orange if it's available, or purple if it's available. I try to choose a fun color that's not one of the primary colors, that's pretty much what I do. I pick a non-primary color. And otherwise, I'll play blue because that's the best one if it's what's left. But I'm actually not, I'm not really attached to any player color.
Orange and blue. What a weird coincidence.
Orange and blue. Let's go Mets. I'm not attached to any player color that strongly, but I will try and pick one that's a little more fun than the boring ones. Do we read a rule book or watch a how to play video? Billy, how do you learn games?
I don't.
No. Billy just sits down at the table and waits for someone to tell her how to play the game.
Unless it's a skirmish game or an RPG. In that case, I have to learn it. Otherwise, I can never get you to play it.
I do both plus more. I skim through the rule book or read the rule book. Sometimes I talk to the rules duck when I get confused. I watch a video, but most importantly, I have to lay the game out on the table and be kind of touching the components as I'm learning. I'm a very tactile learner, so I need to know where the components move, see where those spaces are on the board in order to understand the game. I do all of the things all mushed together.
I just do what you say.
That is always a good idea. What is your favorite snack while playing a game?
Probably pretzels, hard pretzels, because then there's the least chance of anything getting on the game.
Yeah, we typically don't eat while we're playing. I mean, it's
not usually.
It's not some hard, fast rule. It's not one of those make or break things for Billy.
Yeah.
Pretzel M&Ms, we'll eat pretzel M&Ms.
Those are good.
Because they're not messy. And if you have a drink, just put it in the drink holder. Don't put it on the table and someone's going to knock it over.
I always have a drink because I am, constantly dehydrated.
Yeah, but we don't typically snack very much when we play. Have you ever been to a board game convention? And if so, which one?
Yes.
Yes. Well, we went to PAX East, which wasn't a board game convention, but PAX Unplugged didn't exist yet.
True.
So there's that. And then
we've been to every PAX Unplugged.
We have. We've been to every PAX Unplugged because it's pretty much our hometown convention. We're about 40 minutes out from Philly, which means we can just run over to PAX Unplugged. So we've been to all of them. And we love them, and we're going back this year. And I'm getting to go to Gen Con this year, so I'm really excited about that one too.
That'll be fun. You get to meet Doolin.
I will. Yay! What unreleased game are you looking forward to?
A lot of the ones I was looking forward to have been released, so it's hard to say.
Well, I know which one it is for me because we just went all in like crazy people. And that's the new Castles of Burgundy. And did we need that? No.
I thought of an answer.
What's your answer?
I have an answer.
So my answer is Castles of Burgundy, that very beautiful big deluxe edition that we didn't necessarily need, but we got all the pieces, all the 3D, all of it. So I'm really looking forward to that getting here. What's your answer?
Spelljammer.
Oh, yes.
I'm so excited about it. I loved Spelljammer since I first learned about it. I have the second edition book. Spelljammer is really cool.
Maybe.
It's D&D, but in space. It's Treasure Planet, but with magic.
That sounds fun. But there's a limit to how many RPGs you're going to get me to play. Okay, what is your favorite thing about the board game hobby? Still the air
board games.
Your favorite thing about the board game hobby is the board games?
The board games.
Do you want to elaborate on that, you crazy person?
No. I don't know. You answer first, then I'll see what my answer is.
So, obviously my favorite thing about the board game hobby is the community, which is a little different as a content creator.
That's what I also pick. The community.
It's a little different because we were afraid to start the channel because, the internet can be not a really nice place sometimes. But this has been the most welcoming and supportive community. You have a question? Go ask. Someone will help you. It's been really amazing. But that said, that's like my go-to answer about board games, and I want to be a little more specific and at the same time a little more general for people. My favorite part about the hobby is that moment when you're sitting around a table playing whatever and everyone starts laughing to the point where no one can talk. No one even kind of is remembering what their move was or what their turn was because you're laughing so hard at some silly thing that happened. Now, a lot of times this happens with party games, right? Like Fake Artist or Monstrosity or any
Penguin.
Doodle Dash. Sometimes like monikers, something like that. It will happen, but sometimes it just happens in a regular board game where some silly thing that someone said becomes a part of the way you play the game from then on. It's always a part of how you play the game. And I love that. I love those strange little traditions and accidents that happen that get just built into the board games because of the people you play with. Did you want to add to that?
No, that's a good answer. I'll use that too.
She's cheating. When you get a game, see, this is going to be another me question, not you question.
You question.
When you get a game, open and punch it right away or wait until you play? What do I do, Billy?
You have like a compulsion.
Those games are punched out before I even put them down on the table.
Before the box hits the table.
Just start punching stuff out. I want to organize it. I swear there are times I think I get as much enjoyment out of organizing the games.
Sometimes it feels like more.
Oh, the 2 hours I spent organizing Obsession was amazing. Loved it. The last thing is to tag someone. And honestly, so many people have been doing this already that I'm not sure who to tag. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to tag you guys. I want to know what your answers to these questions are. And the best way to do that is to jump in the Discord and I will set up a channel so that you can answer these questions. But if you don't want to join the Discord and you want to put some of your answers down there in the comments, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear what some of your favorite game mechanisms are. Which ones are the ones you don't like? What's your favorite theme? What's your pet peeves? We want to hear all of it because one of the things we love the most is this strange community that we're building and the fact that we get to interact with everyone. So hop in whatever way you're comfortable with and have fun answering the questions. We'd love to learn more about you. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see,
or if you'd like to keep watching until we get one right,
then please like, subscribe, and share. If you want to find us elsewhere on social media, including in our Discord, all of that information will be down below. As always, open tables, open minds, and play yourselves.
Happy Pride Month!
We're here. Nope. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yes, So the first thing you should know is that Billy is a smartass. What? You're not?
I wasn't.
Okay, well, here.
What are you doing?
Oh, you're making a weird face.
Your head's in the way of my father's work. Alright, now do a video like that.
No. Okay.